Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. Tripped on that one. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to start your day off well and hopefully give you a day to remember. A day to remember. I was thinking about that. How many days we have in a lifetime, and how many of those days are really not memorable because we've chosen not to truly pay attention. Good morning, Abigail. You are the first one here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So today's card, I think, will be a card that moves us in the direction of paying more attention, making days more memorable. And it's a card deck that we haven't seen in ages. Good morning, Jonelle. Welcome, welcome. It's a wonderful card deck. Good morning, Gwen. Glad you are here. And it kind of got buried at the bottom of one of the heaps, so we haven't seen it in a while. But I think it will yield wonderful grist for our mill. And as always, the universe is in alignment with itself, and some information about this came through. I want to say it was Sunday's newspaper from Maria Shriver, but I could be wrong, but that's where I think it came from. But it was about empathy and how at this juncture people's empathy muscles have atrophied. Good morning, Mel. Glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. Might actually have been something I saw on Facebook. I don't know. Anyway, but the gist of it was that we are not nearly as empathic as we've been in the past. And while I believe some of that is probably reactive to things that are going on around us, our empathy muscles get worn out in a way, it's still not a good thing when people aren't as empathic as they used to be. So, and for those of you who use the word empathetic, go for it. Either word works. Either word works. I was taught empathic, but that's a psychology thing also. Anywho, back to empathy. Practicing empathy and fostering empathy in others. So, feels like it's important to differentiate between sympathy and empathy. Hello, Mel, if I forgot to say hi to you, and hello, Angie. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. So, the way I was trained, sympathy is when you feel bad for somebody and you're in the emotions with them. So you've lost the distance between us and them, kind of a thing, and you're sucked into the emotion that they have. That might be comforting to them in a way, but it's probably not going to help lift either one of you out of whatever circumstance generated the negative feelings in the first place. Empathy, on the other hand, is when you can hold space for someone who's in pain, and you have a sense of what that feels like, but you're not really feeling it with them. You're with them, but you're not mired in their emotion. So that's how I was taught to differentiate. So anyway, our card deck for today, and as always, I'm going to expand on what the card has on it, but it is the Allowing Prayers deck by Siobhan Nash, 57 invitations to spark a conversation with your soul. To spark a conversation with your soul. So, our card is Allow Empathy. Allow empathy. And each card typically has 2 questions on it. So, we'll do a little breathing and tapping just to bring ourselves back into alignment with the here and now. And then I'll pose the questions. And if one or more of you could post them in the feed, that would be fabulous. But let us start with a little tapping. Just to ground and center, anchoring your feet to Mother Earth. Feeling the roots going down through the soles of your feet into Mother Earth. Feeling Mother Earth's energy coming up through the soles of your feet into your body, filling every cell till it reaches the top of your head. Crown chakra spins open, and you can feel the energy coming from the cosmos, from the divine, from the universe, God, down through the crown of your head and into every cell of your body. And those two energies, Mother Earth energy coming up from below and the divine energy coming down from above, meeting in your heart, the seat of your soul. Just feeling that energy filling you, bathing every cell in your body, soothing any dis-ease. Good morning, Nancy. Welcome. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more nice deep breath in, out. And if that's feeling good to you, keep going. Keep going. Anything that is of service to you, keep going. So here are our empathy questions, our 2 empathy questions. And again, if someone can put them in the feed, that would be awesome. And I'd love to hear your response to these questions. Put it in the feed, send it to me privately. Let's get some conversation going about this. Because again, my goal with sharing this is to spark recognition of where you're at with being an empathetic being, and also a call to action to show more empathy, first to yourself and then to others. When someone is not the least bit empathic to others, I'm pretty solid in stating they're not empathic to themselves either. Even if they appear very narcissistic, it's all about me. Because remember, psychologists describe narcissism as the narcissistic wound. Damage has been done. Damage has been done. Okay, so allow empathy. First question, where are you currently withholding empathy from yourself? Where are you currently withholding empathy from yourself? So for me, one area is in my physical being. I am not kind to my body right now in terms of the aches and pains. Knees have been not happy lately, etc. And what that leads to then is I don't want to go walk because everything hurts. But when I don't go for a walk, everything stiffens up worse. So it becomes this paradox whereby I get angry at myself for not doing what would make it feel better, but I don't do what would make it feel better because it hurts. So today, I am making a commitment to myself and to all of you that I'm going to go for a walk. It may be short, albeit short. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go for a walk. And there's a time incentive because at 3 o'clock we're supposed to get rain, and it's supposed to rain the rest of the day and into tomorrow. So by 3 o'clock I need to have my butt out there walking. Good morning, Gwen. Thank you. And thank you for putting our statement up, our first statement. Where are you currently withholding empathy from yourself? So I'd love to see with some of you, where are you withholding empathy from yourself? Where are you cracking the whip in the hopes that that's going to motivate you? And now that I say it out loud, you're going, ooh, yeah, that ain't gonna work. It might be eating better. It might be improving your sleep hygiene. I need to quit staying up till 3 in the morning. Thank you, Abigail. Awesome. Again, the more of you that put this in the feed, the more likely it is we all are going to reread it. And that others' attention is going to be grabbed by, why are these 5 people writing the same question in the feed? So for you, where are you withholding empathy from yourself? Let's put it in the feed. It's about what I'm eating. It's about what my sleeping patterns. It's about my body. It's about my financial problems. It's about my crappy relationships. It's about not being willing to change jobs. It's about the fear I have about the state the world is in. Where are you not being kind to yourself? Put it in the feed. Ooh, I feel like I should do the little timer thing. Do 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 do. Put something in there. Because and part of this I know, and I dealt with this on Sunday with my amazing peeps. There we go. It's about my eating. Thank you, Gwen. Thank you, thank you. Putting those 4 little words in the feed makes it more tangible for her to deal with it. AA has a saying, we're only as sick as the secrets we keep. This is kind of a variation thereof. My body and nutrition both. Thank you, Nancy. Yes, yes, yes. So, interesting. I was talking to someone last night, one of my clients who's been a long-standing client. Oh my goodness, long-standing. We only connect once a month at this point. Sometimes it's been once every 6 weeks, whatever. Just the tune-up, right? Physical therapy and having trouble with there we go, to follow up on it. Yes, 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 yes. So let's be kind to ourselves about that, and that's going to get to our second question. But let's be kind to ourselves about these things. If a friend of yours told you, okay, I've been prescribed physical therapy and a pain specialist, and I'm having trouble taking the time to follow up on that, would you say to her, well, yeah, dummy, get on with it. You're going to feel better if you do this. What's wrong with you? Good morning, Marilyn. Glad you're here. Welcome. No, we'd never talk to a friend of ours like that. But do we berate ourselves in that manner? Yeah. So we need to own that, and that's going to lead to our second question here. We need to own that, and we need to do something about it. And it doesn't mean we have to fix the whole thing all at once, right? So with regard to the pain specialist and the physical therapy, it might be finding the paperwork, taking it out, and sitting it by your phone. That might be step 1. And then I want you to lavishly applaud yourself for taking that step. There, I did that much. My favorite thing to say at those junctures is, yay me, yay me. I did something with regard to this. So one of the ones I did over the weekend was asking my friends to give me a warm introduction to someone they know with regard to my hope and dream with affordable housing. And so they have taken some steps. So now I get to take a next step. But I did the yay me when I sent my email to them about, hey, could you guys do a warm introduction for me to this person? Okay? Little steps. Now, here's another place where you can do empathy with yourself. If you pick out your little goal, so again, with the physical therapy one, if you pick your little goal, okay, not clear whether I want the job I am interviewing for on Friday, trying to find empathy for myself. Yes, yes, yes. And for that one, Angie, I'm going to suggest, rather than pursuing answers, live the questions. Live this question. Be curious. Don't make it this dire thing. Yeah, but if I don't do, this opportunity could slip through my hands. But no. Let's take a breath together now. This opportunity has come your way through divine right timing and divine right order. So happy and grateful this opportunity is presenting itself to you. It may be an opportunity you choose to take. It may not be an opportunity you choose to take. To be determined. And you don't need to know right now. And I know that last sentence is going to make you go, because we want to know. Damn it, we want the answer now. But that guidance that I got when I went on my little 4-day sabbatical about, and I actually have to order the book, but about Quit pursuing the answers. Quit pursuing the answers. We drive ourselves crazy trying to force answers to show up before their time. Live the questions. I wonder what decision I'm meant to make with this. Okay, universe. Okay, let's go back here. Wait. Here we go. Spirit, if you wish this done, I need your help co-creating. You know my limits. The perfect route is already selected. So if this is the path, please fling open the doors. If it's meant to be, please bring me the ideal people and resources to do it. There it is. There it is. Do we live that well? No. We haven't been trained to live this well yet, but we're training ourselves right here, right now. Angie, that job interview on Friday is your training for this process. For the, okay, I'm going to go into this. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to gather the information. The universe already knows the answer. I don't know the answer yet, but the universe knows the answer. I'm going to make myself as available to that universal answer as possible. I'm going to open myself up. So I've been doing this 7-day Rebecca Campbell develop your spiritual practice thing that was free. And she had many 7 tools to share with us in terms of fostering your spiritual practice. Your spiritual practice is actually this very same stuff. Living your questions in life, allowing the answers to come to you. So one of them that she had that I thought was fabulous, they were all fabulous, but one of them that kind of grabbed me and I'm going to utilize on my walk today is a nature walk where you set an intention at the beginning, very much like walking a labyrinth. You set an intention at walking at the beginning of it, and you say, in this case, it might be, I'm looking for discernment around what decision to make about this job. I would do it after the interview. I'm looking for discernment about what decision to make about this job. And you're curious and open, and you go on your nature walk. And you observe, what am I seeing? Ooh, I'm seeing an owl. Well, that to me is wisdom. Okay, so I'm going to keep walking. What else am I seeing? Oh, I'm seeing ants. And that's industriousness to me. To me, that's what I think about when I look at ants. Ooh, what else do I see? Just keep going. So it's an exploratory walk, but it's not exploratory in that way of, I have to find the answer. It's exploratory in that way of, I'm open to receiving guidance. There's a difference. There's a difference. Okay? So, long story short, let's get around to our question number 2. So our first question to allow empathy was, where am I currently withholding empathy from myself? Second one is, how can I give myself the same compassion I bestow on others? How can I give myself the same compassion I bestow on others? And I'm going to add a little corollary to that one, because many of us are currently not being very compassionate with others. What is wrong with them? The us versus them thing, okay? Here's an opportunity for us to have compassion for others. Why is that important? Because when we denigrate other human beings, when we other somebody, it becomes very easy for us to aggress against them. When we call people names, when one country calls another country names, thank you, Gwen, appreciate it. Thank you, Mel, appreciate it. Awesome. It makes it too easy to be violent with them. We must begin to see others' humanity. Even if we disagree completely with how they live their lives, even if we disagree completely with who they are as people, we must allow empathy. And we must open up space for people to be exactly who they are even if we don't understand it. So my sister was telling me last night. No, she was telling Dad, but Dad has it on speakerphone, so I end up hearing everything. That one of her, I think it's her friend's sisters, has an adult child who's lesbian. And this woman has cut this daughter of hers out of her life. And the thought in my mind, no, I know who it was. It was a friend of mine about a friend of hers. And the thought in my mind was, what a waste of an opportunity to have a relationship with a human being who came from you, no less. How do we do this stuff? How do we do this stuff? How do we drive people off, make them other, to the extent that we're not even willing to engage with them at all? Wow. Wow. So, here's our opportunity. Create empathy. So when you let's do a little experiment with this. When you see someone who you instantly want to pop into judgment about, maybe it's the a-hole who's driving like a jerk, weaving in and out of everybody, flipping everybody off, blah blah blah. Maybe it's that person. How could you muster some empathy for that human being? The behavior is crappy. Yes, agreed. But what might be going on with that human being that they're behaving in that way? Can you muster some empathy for that person? Now, that doesn't mean you have to put up with crap, okay? You still get to set your healthy boundaries with what you will and won't tolerate. But it might help you see through a different lens what might be going on there, all right? What do I know about this person? And if it's the person weaving through traffic, you aren't going to know much, right? But what might I know about this person that would help me understand this reprehensible behavior in a way that makes me more empathic? Again, I don't have to put up with crap, but understanding where they might be coming from. Okay? Wouldn't it be lovely if people afforded us that grace when we are crappy? Because we're all crappy. Here and there, we all have our moments, right? The day when we lose it over something that it really isn't worth losing it over, but we're just in that place. Okay? So, that's our card for today. Allow empathy. Where are you currently withholding empathy from yourself? And how can you give yourself the same compassion you bestow on others? And do you need to do a little bit of an overhaul on your compassion fatigue? So, that's it for today. Lots to think about, lots to talk to others about, hopefully. I saw this thing and she was talking about empathy, and let's have a conversation. Good conversation. We need them. We so need them. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.